So I want to see Charles fight. And did you hear the comments by Charles Oliveira? He's like, I've got more power than him. I'll knock him out.
We'll see.
I mean, I hope that's not the strategy, is to just stand and bang it out. But Charles, as of lately, has been very confident in his abilities, man. Not just on the feet, but obviously on the ground. But just he's someone that, like I said, he has that Eddie Alvarez feel where he gets hurt and rocked a little bit, almost like he didn't wake himself up in the back before they fought. I mean, he didn't warm up enough. He gets clipped a little bit, and it's like, okay, now I'm really in a fight. You hear fighters talk about that all the time. I don't really feel like I'm in a fight. Not even when I get my hand wraps, not when I'm warming up, until I get hit. Once I get hit, okay, it's on. I'm ready to go. And that's a switch that we have. So that's pretty cool. How do you see this fight playing out, though? How do you see – let's do a little breakdown between the three. How do you see Charles and Ilia breaking down? And how do you see Tsarukyan if he was to fight Ilia? Because we've already seen the Tsarukyan and Charles fight. If you were to see Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria fight.
I think the real question, if Tsarukyan and Topuria were to fight, the real question is how good is the wrestling of Topuria? Is it enough to stop Arman? Yeah, I don't know, because when a guy moves weight classes, it's a little bit different. And so what you could stop at the lower weight class, many times you can't stop as you go up in weight. So that's the real question for me, is if Arman can utilize his wrestling and stay off of his feet with Topuria, he's got a very good chance of winning that fight, because that means that he's putting Topuria on his back. That means that he has the ability to do damage to Topuria on the ground, and he's just got to continue that cycle through the rounds until he wears him out. If he ends up where his wrestling doesn't or can't take Topuria down, then he's got a problem, because if you're gonna compare the two in the stand-up, there's a wide range between the two. There's a big gap. Topuria, you've got to go back and watch him and watch his footwork, because that's the thing that makes him so good. He is so tight, and he slides his feet in well. He doesn't leave things. He doesn't lunge forward. He's always bringing his body and his feet with him, so he has power because he can move his hips. He's not leaning. He does everything really well in the stand-up, and that's how he catches people. So I think he has a huge advantage in the standing part of the fight.
I'm going to basically reiterate what you just said. It's the way he slides his feet in, and he makes you miss by just a small margin, whereas a lot of MMA guys, they try to make you miss by a lot. So what I mean by that is they're ducking their head way to the right or way to the left, or ducking their head way low. Yeah, they're pulling back real hard. He's not doing that. He's just covering real tight, stays everything right here, and his hands are always on his chin, and he makes you miss, and then he goes ahead and he counters. He makes you miss, and he counters. He's on point when it comes to the boxing. And there's been moments in not just my career, but I've seen the guys inside the AK gym when they hurt their foot or their ankle or their knee and they had to work nothing but boxing. And to see them just evolve, their stand-up got so much better during that time. He spends a lot of time on his boxing, and you can just tell just the movement, the subtle movements, the footwork, the sliding in and out, moving the whole body, and not opening up and not loading up to land the big shot. He knows he has power. He doesn't need to load up. And
he has power because he has balance.
Yeah, and that's what makes him special. That's what really makes him special. So, my whole thing on him was before I didn't see a big enough sample size on him. I wasn't overly impressed with some of the stuff, but his Bryce Mitchell fight was good, dominant, but it wasn't there was moments where I felt like he got taken down, he got this, whatever it was. But then when I saw him, when he fought Volk, when he fought Max, you could say I've given some excuses for those fights, but then I can't take away what he did. He's so talented, so tight with his techniques. This fight with Charles, it's got me a little nervous. I think he's more likely to beat Charles, and I'm a huge Charles fan. I feel like if Tsarukyan doesn't get him out of there in the first 3 rounds, I think maybe Ilia starts to take over the fight. But is it going to be enough? Enough. Will it be too late too soon? Will it end up being too late in the fight if he loses 3 rounds from wrestling? But there's a lot of questions to be had there, but I'm looking forward to it.
This episode is brought to you by BetUS. Make sure you guys YouTube 150 for the promo code. Also, Element, use the link in the descriptions down below. Any product you buy from there, they will send you a bonus package of product if you use our link down below. Element's amazing, man. I love it. And I want to say thank you, man. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us.